What happens when you take a old game, make a complete or a game completely based off of that, and then remake the game into an even more frustrating mess? In mess, I mean literally just, it's hard. Harder than XCOM 2. This game is Xenonauts 2, obviously. You saw it in the thumbnail. Title. Probably thumbnail. I don't know. But I don't know why I'm doing a review on this game, because normally I can't, speak for longer than, 30 seconds without having to, restart. Even though it's already been 30 seconds anyway. And there you go. Just proved your point. This game, as I said, is basically XCOM 2, but it's on steroids in a way that it is better and, like I said, harder than XCOM 2, because better in the fact that instead of, you know how your shots are stupid, and if it hits, it'll sometimes go through enemies, and maybe if it hits another enemy, it won't count. Well, in this game, it could hit your shot, your one bullet could hit multiple targets, and that is epic. Plus, on the harder side of things, grenades now actually have a percentage of missing, and let me tell you, that is insanely frustrating. But what is it based off of? It is based off of the original XCOM, of course. Probably could have guessed that, actually. But I mean, I haven't played much of the original XCOM. I don't know if you've seen the original XCOM, but hopefully I pull up footage right now. But that game is so old and outdated that I can't even read the UI. Turns out it's so old that it won't even let me record and play the game at the same time. So yeah, that proves how old that is. But you're here for a review. I'm assuming the title is a review. It probably isn't now. Would I recommend this game? Of course I would. The game is really fun. It's very hard, so it's a challenge. And not to mention that it's epic, bro. And the air fights, it's unfinished. The air fights are unfinished. But it doesn't seem like it, really. This air battle that you're watching right now, I had no idea this was the first time ever doing it for me. So I didn't know what I was doing, but I eventually figured it out. I mean, clearly you'll probably be able to see. But I'm surprised how much it's an unfinished game. It's still being worked on, but I'm surprised how much is actually done with this game. There's a roadmap when you're in the menu, and there's not that much things left. There's a lot of mission types. In fact, right now, at the time of recording this, I am dealing with a threat. This may get me banned off YouTube or whatever, but it's a bomb threat from the aliens. And no, I'm not kidding. Aliens placed bombs in a civil center. I probably can't say that, but that's what's happening right now. There's missions where you have to get VIPs out. There's missions where there is missions where you have to kill a VIP. There's missions where you have to save people from being abducted. The one you're watching right now is a UFO crashed mission. Doesn't look like it's crashed. It might have actually been a landed UFO. And depending on how short this video is supposed to be, you will see the full thing of it, but probably won't, because I'm probably wrong. Of course, I've said this game is better, in my opinion, maybe, than XCOM 2. Not like that it's funner. Maybe it is actually funner. I don't know. I haven't played that much of it yet, especially not compared to XCOM 2. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Just because it has all these quality of life things that I probably forgot to mention. I already forgot. If not, I will mention them. They, like, this game also has, if not the exact amount of stupid moments where it just doesn't make sense. Like, they throw a grenade, and then they try to, and it bounces off a tree and lands into their feet, which is stupid. It didn't kill them, but it's so unbelievably stupid. Or, like, I don't know, they have, like, there's not really any, so far, not any 5% shot chances and not hitting, and there's not any, if you're right up against their face, you're gonna have a 10% shot chance, because there are a range for weapons, it says that, and instead of having just actions, you have actual time units, which is a number of units, and each action costs a certain amount of time units. And what I meant by there is no actions, I mean, if you know XCOM 2, it has like a thing where you could do like one normal move and a shoot, or a big move, or a yellow move. This game does not have that. It has time units. In fact, the tutorial shows it way better than I do. I also want to talk about that I'm trying to upgrade like all this stupid stuff, like trying to edit more videos. I'm trying to get music in my streams. I'm trying, even though nobody watches them really. I mean, some people do. I'm trying to get music in these videos. I mean, right now you probably hear the background music of this game. But I don't know, I have like a couple downloaded and recorded rather, and I will put those up. If I do, they're gonna just be Barotrauma soundtrack, Subnautica soundtrack, Halo soundtrack, of course, any soundtrack that I see fit. But regardless, I'm gonna just try to do things better. Anyway, this game, I am not just doing a review on it. I'm not finished with the game, but I will be starting a series on it, and I suck at these games, so I'm gonna allow a couple of save scums. A couple. We haven't decided yet, okay? It just depends on how many are gonna be there. But yeah, we're gonna start a campaign. I already know kinda how to play this game. Not well, but I am decent at it at some points. I think in the research type thing, I am definitely really good with all this, like, what to pick first, even though I don't know anything about this game yet. Actually, I will say, they do have shields built into this game, which is very cool, because instead of just, I don't know, it's just good to have a person. You could just make a wall if you need any cover. Plus, there's a thing to compensate for the fact that if because you can hit teammates with those shots, just like you can hit multiple enemies, you might accidentally hit a teammate. Same with Overwatch, actually. Overwatch does work differently. I'll go over it if I do make a video on this. I will be making a series, so I will. But, if one person is crouched, / hunkered down, I like to call it, from XCOM 2, you could use, especially this is good with shields, because you could just put a shield up, and then you could hunker them down, and then put a soldier behind them, and they could shoot over their head. But if they're not, unless they're specifically behind, to the left of, to the right of, or in front of them, they can hit them. But if you're behind them, so like you could cover a doorway and you could still have them shooting. You could even have the person behind them crouched and it would still work. I don't know how that works. Base defense missions are pretty cool too. I'm not good at making videos like this, okay? I'm not good, but there actually is, instead of in you know how in XCOM 2 you could see everything. The fog of war is different. You could see if your characters could see it, they will be able to see in like a full 360 view. In this game, you have to like turn them and stuff so they can see specific ways, and the night missions or make it so it's dark, and you get flares for the mission, so you can throw flares down so you can see. I don't know, that's pretty cool. And one more thing, the maps in this game, I don't know if they're auto-generated, but there are so many of them, and it's so cool. I really like the maps, okay? I really like the maps in this game. And there's like a lot of them as far as I'm concerned. So I think the maps, those are covered. Okay, that's enough ranting for today. But seriously, if you do like tactical games, strategy games, I guess you could even call it an RTS kind of, not really. I guess one section is pretty much. Then I highly recommend this game, especially for people that want a challenge. And it's still being updated, so it's active, it's not dead, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it got an update recently, so I'm imagining that. But yes,